Hey, Nomad Adventure Biker here. Back for some more reviews, 2018. And today, I'm in Trim, County Meath. And the backdrop is Trim Castle, which some of you might recognise from the film Braveheart with Mel Gibson back in 1994. But moving swiftly along, today I'm reviewing the 2017 Africa Twin, or CRF 1000. This is a DCT model which has covered just over 2,500 kilometers, and I've been riding it now for, well, since yesterday evening, so I've had a good run on it to give you my opinion on it. So it's, as I said, it's the DCT model, so fully automatic. It starts in neutral when you turn the engine on and you hit D. As you can see here, it's in first, and it just moves off nicely. I thought I'd be a bit wary, like, because, you know, used to feathering a clutch and that, but no, you get used to it very quickly, and that's what this bike requires, though. You know, you need to get used to it. You know, it's they're just subtle little changes and little differences. However, the bike is really good. I like it. This is it's dripping with the latest technology from Honda, and there's buttons and gadgets galore, and there's lots to learn from a bike like this, and I suppose that's where technology is going. Now, it has 94 brake horsepower, but to be perfectly honest with you, it doesn't feels more like 80. You know, it feels like kind of TDM 900 territory than we'll say like the old Varadero 1000 punch. It doesn't have it, you know. But nevertheless, it's a formidable touring tool, and it has all the latest gadgets that can let you go off-road as well, and I'll go through a few of them now. It has 3 traction control settings, which when you turn the bike on first, it's automatically on number 3. You can toggle them on the go, like I'm doing here with a switch here, and I can reduce the traction control on it. It also has ABS, which you can turn on and turn off, and it has the G button here. Now, the G button, from what I can gather, it tells the ECU to read the difference between your throttle response and your rear wheel. So it's pretty much for off-road only, you know. Personally, I wouldn't be bringing something like this off-road anyway, because it's much too big for my off-roading skills. But my opinion is that, you know, off-road is for lighter bikes only, you know. And I think with the adventure market, that the bigger the bike, but they like to put the gizmos on it, so it sells more. That's just my opinion. But hey, there's nothing wrong with that either. I have had somebody on the back yesterday evening, and there was no complaints there at all. There was the screen that's on it. It throws just enough of air back over your head, and you can feel it on the on your shoulder at about 100 kilometers an hour. So that was straight, I suppose, into the passenger, but there was no major complaints, and the seat was reportedly comfy, and I don't have any problems with the seat on this either. Now, having said that, I did notice a little bit of numb bum after about an hour, but again, if you're doing big distances, I couldn't recommend getting one of those sheepskin seat covers, or an Air Max or something like that, little inflatable ones for your seat if you're doing long distances. And as I've explained before, you know, there's no big deal. Get off your bike, you know, after an hour and a half or 2 hours, have a rest. You'll feel better for it, and it'll be safer in the long run. But back to the bike. It has LED lights all over. The standard OEM tyres are Dunlop Trail Maxes, and I'd probably stick my favourite ones at the minute anywhere, the Continental Attack Trail 2 tyres. I like those. I like the way they grip. I like they're soft enough and grippy enough for the road, and I won't be doing any off-road in this. For the main reason, this is not my bike. I have it for reviewing purposes only. But it is a really nice bike to ride. It has gear indicator, your trip meters, it has ambient air temperature, clock, and it's nicely displayed. It's easy to read even in harsh sunlight. I find it pretty good. It also has sport mode, which doesn't really increase the power of the engine. It increases the engine revs in between gear changes. The DCT is absolutely seamless. It's very easy to ride. Very easy to ride in town. Like I mentioned earlier, I thought that because I don't have a clutch, so with this little lever here, that is a handbrake, which is positioned conveniently far enough away from the rider so that he won't grab it. Although if you have really massive hands, you might try, but it's a two-stage operation for that handbrake. You need to pull that brake there, and then flip that up there with your thumb to engage the brake, and your parking light comes on. And that's the horn, not the indicator. So, like I said earlier on about power, it's a kind of a trundling along, lazy-ish power delivery. You know, even in sport, now it will pick up its, you know, heels and run. It'll go, but don't be expecting blistering speeds. This is a touring bike in off-road, with off-road pretenses, and it will do it again. I have visions of Ewan McGregor and Charlie Boorman heading across the plains and the tundras of Kazakhstan somewhere, or Russia I think it was, and they're trying to push these big massive GS's through mud. And I think Ewan McGregor, he was kind of crying. So I have no desires or wishes to do anything like that. It was actually kind of funny because the cameraman got on an old Jawa or an MZ or something, and off he went, little 350 flying past them all, you know. So if you're going to do some serious off-road, I don't know, I'd get a smaller bike, you know. Even my Tenere, that's like even too heavy for serious off-road stuff, you know. But this will, I suppose this will bring you down a fire trail with the most expensive technology going to do it. So, but I like the bike. I like the way it handles. If you're not in a massive hurry, it's not like a multi-strada quick, but and it's the funny thing about it is getting on this bike first for me. I was so focused in on, you know, what gear was it in, and am I riding it right? And after a while I just said, you know what, just ride the thing. And when I kind of forgot about the whole technology of the thing and just used it and forgot about it, it actually is really, really nice to ride. Very enjoyable. This is not the best road in the world. This is kind of bumpy. It's not the greatest surfaced road, but it, you know, it just soaks up the bumps. It's no problem. Crappy roads is just no problem, you know. There is adjustment on the front suspension, and you can adjust the rear preload on the fly as well. So it's controlled by a little knob down at the side there. Old school, but it works, you know. The hand grips, sorry, the hand guards provide very good wind protection, and the lights, the LED lights, are very good. You know, so who would buy this bike? Well, I think anybody who wants to do some serious touring, 1 or 2 up, it's a fantastic machine. Just don't be expecting to be booting down the motorway at 100 mile an hour. You know, that front wheel just won't. You know, it's not built for that. It's a comfortable mid to fast paced tourer. I have no idea what this is like under harsh loads, like with luggage and stuff like that. I can only assume that the 94 brake horsepower won't have a problem pulling it. And it's something I wouldn't mind finding out. I would gladly go away to mainland Europe on this and spend as long as possible on the road touring. Would be excellent, you know. And sometimes, you know, I've been on roads in Portugal actually a couple of years ago, and the tarmac did run out, and I was on a pan-European at the time, 1100, and this would have been the bike to be on the run out of road on. It handles really nicely, point and shoot, and off you go. So that's pretty much my review on the Honda Africa Twin, or the CRF 1000, the CRF 250's bigger brother. I like it. I like traily bikes, and I like this one. This is a 172, or the second part of 2017 model. The DCT model, this one will set you back 12.9. So if you want to head over to RPM Motorcycles in Drogheda, that's where this bike is. There's a guy there called Ronan, and he will look after your motorcycling needs, and he may slag you, and he may even abuse you, but I guarantee you will leave smiling. So my next review should be a Yamaha MT-09 Tracer, which I'll be getting my hands on later on, and I will talk to you then. I'll talk to you about the Yamaha. Okay, talk to you later.